Hello, welcome to Vlogmas Day 21. It's the winter solstice today, so I thought I would wear this t-shirt in honor of it. To me, this shirt just screams winter. It used to have a lot of sparkles on it to look like snow, but it's kind of worn off over the last couple of years that I've owned it. We are maybe going to see some snow for real today. There is a freezing rain warning up, which may or may not be accompanied by snow. And then we are supposed to get some more wintry weather in the coming days. So it looks like we're going to have a white Christmas this year. And since we don't have to go anywhere over the Christmas weekend, that's just fine with me. And the people who will be coming here are not so far away that the weather should affect them. So that is if we get to have people. So we are expecting sometime today some new restrictions to come into place here in BC. There were new restrictions that went into effect yesterday, and now they're looking at more just because this Omicron variant is just spreading so quickly. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how or if it affects our holiday plans. We just have to roll with it, right? I'd rather be safe than sorry any day. So it felt really strange this morning to sit down and knit for a few minutes and not have any gift knitting to work on. So last night we were watching TV and I picked up this Zauberball sock again. But before I did, I completed the fringe on my daughter's scarf, so it's ready to be wrapped up. Yesterday I also did trim up the fringe on my sister's birthday scarf and wrapped that up. I wrapped up Stephanie's shawl, and I got to work on Cameron's 12 Beers of Christmas. So this was a last minute idea that I had last year. And it was such a perfect gift for him that this year I planned ahead and I bought 12 different cans and bottles of craft beer. And they're in a wine box because they have the 12 spots for bottles in there. And what I will do is put a label on each of the bottles so that he kind of doesn't know at first glance what beer it is. So this will go on the top of the box, and I just am recycling my work from last year. I've just changed up the wording. So last year I got really creative and I made the clues or the descriptions. If you sang them, you could sing them to the tune of the 12 Days of Christmas. This year I didn't bother with that. I just put, kind of a description. So for instance, for the 9th beer of Christmas, my true love gave to me a winter warmer to be grateful for. So that's for day 9. And day 9 is this beer called Hoyne Gratitude Winter Warmer. So then on the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me an IPA in a red collar. So this is from the Red Collar Brewing Company, and it's just an IPA. So that gives you an idea of what I'm doing. So I did get all the labels printed out yesterday, and was just getting too close to when Cameron might come home. I didn't want to be in the middle of it when he got home. So what I will do now is cut the labels and then just wrap them around the bottles like so. Whoops. And cover up the original label, and then because some of the caps have different things, I will cut out 12 circles and just number them 1 through 12, and then when they're in the box too, he can just reach down and pick up the right one for the day. I'm gonna have to go back and look at last year's Vlogmas and see if I described what I used to trace around for the numbers, because I can't remember. I'm sure I could find something that would work, but I know what I had fit the top of a can and also the top of a bottle. So I think that's what I'll do first, because I know it was really close to Christmas Day when I did it. So that's a job for today. I would really love to knock out Christmas cards today. I know it's getting very close to Christmas and they will not arrive in time, but I do want to get those out. But something else that I want to do today is I've been thinking a lot about the Year of the Stash make-along that's going to be happening beginning January 1st. And so I've been kind of jotting down what I want to do, and I'm planning to record a video today describing the parameters of the make-along. And so you can look for that to go up either later tonight or tomorrow. And then you guys can start getting ready for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll give you a heads up because really you probably see this and the actual video around the same time. But I know I talked about the idea of a personal sock club and wrapping up 12 skeins of yarn, and you open one each month and knit it. And I'm definitely going to do that. And last night I went through my sock yarn stash and I picked out 12 skeins. Well, I picked out more than 12. I narrowed it down to 12 skeins. And so another thing I'm going to do today is put them into, I think I have some small paper bags that I can use and just write the name of the month on it. So yeah, those are my plans for today. So I'll just check in with you throughout the day as usual. Oh, before that, I guess I should do the Advent. You know, it's funny, as I sat down to record this, I thought, gee, if you watch a lot of these Vlogmas episodes, you'd think I never left this seat. That's not quite the case, but this is where I tend to sit to work on projects, and it has a pretty decent light. It just seems like a good place to record from. Plus all my stuff is like right here beside me, my knitting and my iPad's here and my Advents are here. So this one is called, well, for day 21, it's called A Glimpse of Light, which of course is very appropriate for the winter solstice. It was interesting last week, I think it was on Friday, that our provincial health officer had a news conference and described the restrictions that were going to go into place yesterday. She was very emotional, and she talked about how the winter solstice was coming up and bringing, you know, gradually the world would be becoming lighter, and just sort of used it as a metaphor for this pandemic. I'm not sure if any of us pictured that we would be where we are today a few months ago. You know, things seem to turn the corner and we're all looking forward to a very different Christmas, and then all of a sudden this variant has come out of the blue and it's moving so quickly, and you just think, is this ever going to end? It really does seem rather dark sometimes. So I really try to focus on positive things. It's easy to fall into, you know, some depression over it. Okay, here's something happy. So let's check out today's colorway. A Glimpse of Light. Oh, look at that little spot of brightness there. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Let's hang on to that and pretend that that little spot of brightness is a better 2022. All right. I am going to, got about half a cup of tea left here. So I'm going to sit and knit for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get to work on Cameron's beer. I'd love to get that done and wrapped up and under the tree. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Check in with you later. A momentous occasion. I have reclaimed some freezer space and put Tom into the fridge to thaw for the big day. FYI, all of my turkeys are named Tom. I am sitting here on my craft room floor working on the 12 beers of Christmas, and I'm really glad that I went back and watched last year's vlog, because I realized that I had printed all of my labels out in landscape form, and what I really needed was portrait. So I've gone ahead and done that and divided them in half, and so I have all my labels ready to go. And then I was also reminded that I had cut the toppers out of sticky address labels. So then I went looking for the address labels, and I actually found one circle that was already drawn out. So I was able to try and find something to make the same size. And I think this is what I used last year too. So future self, for tracing the address labels, use this bottom of this candle holder. So I have beer number 1 wrapped. The clue is a double IPA that's easy to forget, and the name of this beer is Amnesia. So I am just going to peel off the label on this and stick it on the top, and number 1 will be ready to go. So there, I have finished labeling and numbering all the bottles and put them back in their box, and this is what Cameron will see when he opens the lid. So I've gone ahead and alternated a bottle with a can. I have 6 of each, so that's going to be fun. Last night I put Cameron's slippers here in the craft room over the heat register, and surprisingly they're already dry, certainly dry enough to pack up. Sometimes it takes much longer than that, so I must have done a really good job getting the water out of it. Again, not super thrilled with the felting job. It's not so even and pretty as the ones I used to do, but they will do. They will have to do. I normally will put these suede slipper bottoms onto the bottom of all the felted slippers I make, just to make them last a lot longer. So there's 2 pieces here, one for the toe area, one for the heel area. And even though it comes with this wool thread, I don't sew them on. I have tried that, and I just find that the thread wears through very quickly. And so what I do is I have a glue that you can use on leather and fabric, and I will glue the soles on. And sometimes they come apart a little bit and you have to reattach them, but it definitely is a better way of doing it. But in this case, I'm going to just pack these in with the slippers. I'm not going to glue them on yet. I want to make sure that these fit Cameron. And if they need to be shrunk up a little more, I can re-wet them and put them through the same felting process as I did in the first place to make them a little bit smaller. So I'm really happy I get to wrap these up too. And I have one little thing for his stocking, and then all of my wrapping for him will be done. Today's something good is very easy to choose. I was in my craft room finishing up recording that last segment when I noticed a pickup truck pulling into our driveway. I didn't recognize the truck, and I didn't immediately recognize the driver, so I didn't think too much of it, because we get vehicles pulling into our driveway all the time, only to back up and then go in the opposite direction. In fact, it happened earlier this morning. But then I realized that the person getting out of the truck was a friend of ours, and we haven't seen her and her husband for at least a couple of years. So I headed down towards the front door, anticipating the sound of the doorbell. But then by the time I got there, she had gotten in her truck and driven away. And she'd left this behind. She obviously did not want to be seen. Isn't that nice? This friend is well known for collecting old teapots and then repurposing them as planters. And I've been the lucky recipient of a couple of her planters in the past and have gone on to reuse them myself. So that is today's something good, a little bit of unexpected Christmas cheer from a dear friend. She included the lid. She wrote Merry Christmas. And then her name is Wilma, so she calls her family the Flintstones. So it brought both a tear to my eye and a smile to my face at the same time. Hopefully we will be able to get together again soon in the new year. It is ugly out there. I unexpectedly had to go out and pick up one of my sisters and her granddaughter from the mall and drive them home. And it is raining and it's cold outside, so everything's getting icy. I got out of my car. The driveway was pretty slick, so I have sprinkled some de-icer on it, and hopefully it kicks in before Cameron gets home, which should be any time now. So I think it's a good time to wrap Vlogmas up for today. Happy solstice. Thank you for joining me on day 21 of Vlogmas, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 22. Good night.